This is Carrie Conaway, and I'm going to be sharing with you my screencast review of the podcast, Creating a Deeply Caring Community in School and Beyond. This was an interview between Mike Janatovich and Barbara Colarosa, who is an author of the book, A Bully-Free School, How Do I Create a Culture of Deep Caring in My School? In this interview, Barbara shares her ideas of creating a deeply caring climate within the school community. She has a 3-part program for teaching students how to overcome bullying by 1, caring deeply, 2, sharing generously, and 3, helping willingly. One of the things that Barbara shares is what deep caring is and what it is not. First, she says that deep caring is not liking everyone, but it is honoring their humanity. It's also a must to relieve someone else's suffering, whereas bullying, on the other side, takes pleasure in creating someone else's pain. Now, when I think about how this fits into our standards, I wanted to look at establishing conditions that promote employees' and students' well-being, and then also designing systems and processes that promote diversity and inclusion. If we go back to what deep caring is, I like how it says it's not liking everyone, but it is honoring their humanity. So how does that connect to this? I think when we honor each other's differences and we include one another, regardless of our differences, that is working in with these standards. And we as educators, we have to promote that to our students. We have to teach them and set up a culture that fosters this kind of community. So within that, I think we'll start to see that supporting of learning and then also promoting diversity as well. Some things that we need to incorporate into our classrooms is students need to feel like they're safe and accepted. And by using this whole idea of deep caring, if we will do it correctly, our students will start to feel safe and they'll also feel accepted. 3 things she said that we need to get rid of are hating, which is obvious. 2, hoarding, which she said is, when it comes to hoarding, it's like it's all about me, mine, my stuff, doing things my way. And then harming is lying, cheating, and stealing from other children. This is her 3-part process. 1, as I mentioned earlier, is care deeply. When she talks about this means don't dehumanize people with name calling. Name calling, I know we've heard the little ditty that says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That is the biggest lie that we've ever had. Name calling is one thing that cuts to the bone. And if you care for people deeply and you don't cut down their humanness by calling them names, that will start to turn children around and adults as well. The second part is share generously. What she meant by this was share the gifts and talents that you have with those in need. Be willing to help other kids. She had given the example of maybe older students like in 6th grade or in junior high, helping those younger kids in the lower grades with their reading or different things like that, because maybe once upon a time they struggled in those things. And then by sharing generously, these older students can share with the younger students what they did to overcome in those situations. And then the last section of this was help willingly. You know, what are some things that you can do to help within your community? How can you help others? She used this quote from James Attree, and I don't know that I spelled his name correctly, but do good because good is good to do. What kind of a change would we have in our schools if we would start to do good because good is a good thing to do? Get courage to step it up. This was her next section. When she talks about bullying, she mentions that there's 6 people involved in the bullying incident. The first one obviously is the bully. The second one is the target, the kid who is receiving the bullying. Then these other four, I wouldn't have really thought of. The bystander. A lot of times we think of it as the innocent bystander. But she mentions, are they really innocent? Are they partaking in the bullying? Did they know about this? Could they step up and do something, but they're not? The next one, the disengaged onlooker. It could be the adult that's just not even paying attention to what's going on, or even some of the other kids in the area who aren't paying attention to it. The next one is the potential witness. That kid that would like to tell, but they are too afraid to say anything. And then the last one is the brave-hearted. That is the kid who doesn't care. They're going to confront the bully. They're going to say something. So the brave-hearted kid, many times they fit into one of these three categories. One, they're the witness. They're going to say something regardless of what happens. Two, they might be the resistor. Many times they could be a friend of the bully who's the one telling that bully, back off, leave this kid alone, be nice to him. And then the third thing that this brave-hearted kid could be is the defender. It very well could be the kid who's willing to stand up for the one who's being bullied. To say, hey, why don't you come join me for lunch? Or, hey, can I sit with you? Hey, let's hang out together. Let's be friends. In this section, she says that adults are the ones who need to be the example. We need to stand up. We have to hold these kids accountable for their actions, and we need to do something about it. We can't just hear about someone being bullied and then just let it go or not follow up on it. If we don't do anything, we become part of the problem. So as adults, we need to take this whole bullying thing seriously. I don't think we should overdo it with having everything is, oh, well, they're bullying, this is bullying, this is bullying. But we need to be serious about it and take it seriously when we see or hear that a child is being hurt. 3 ways that we can help that brave-hearted witness. One is to keep them safe. We need to let them know, hey, I'm going to do whatever I can to keep you safe. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. We're going to do everything that we can to find this bully. The second thing that we need to do is keep that target safe. We need to protect that target from the bully as soon as possible and do whatever we can to keep them away from the bully. And then the last thing that we need to do is we have to deal effectively with this bully. And not just the bully, but their cohorts as well. We need to be quick and effective with how we deal with the bully. Lastly, our kids need to know that we care about them deeply. We mean what we say about bullying, and we will do everything that we can to keep them safe. If we as adults will purposefully do these things and willfully carry it out, this is what's going to lead to the safe learning environment that cares about our students' diversity and their well-being. It's creating this kind of environment that makes our schools safe and an inviting place for our students to come every day. Thank you for listening.